management, and I am a health professional myself. I'm still in practice. This is 31 years now, and I'm also a consultant. I've been helping doctors and therapists throughout my career. More recently, in the last 5 years, I've started this consulting company called True North and putting more focus on this. So today I want to talk to you about, it's my dog in the background, Luca. He's with me here today. So I want to talk more about what, here he is, what you can do to improve your practice, and how do you take your practice from one level to the next. Here I'm talking about getting your practice to the $30,000 a month level. This might be for a solo practitioner that's out in practice a few years, and maybe you're doing 10,000 or you're doing 15 and you want to double that to 30,000 a month. How are you going to do that? So I'm going to talk about that today, and then I'm going to offer you some specific help towards the end of this webinar. So are you stuck at a certain point in your practice? Has it plateaued at 15, 20,000? And what are the root causes of that? Well, one of the issues is the owner does everything. The owner's trying to do too much. The owner is burning out because they're being the doctor or therapist, and then they're being the business owner as well. And things can start to bottleneck. If you don't train and delegate, you're not going to be able to achieve that goal that you want to accomplish. So you will hit a plateau or a bottleneck, and that's one of the most common reasons. Inconsistent or do-it-yourself marketing. Sometimes doctors or therapists will go out and market, their practice increases, then they think they've got it, they stop marketing, trying to save some money, the practice drops. So you want to stay consistent and find out what's working, make things better, and keep it consistent. Doing the same old, same old. I've run into so many health professionals that are just getting complacent, you know. I'm okay with the way things are. And if you are, that's fine. But the way I think about things is, you know, I want to help more people in my community. I want to transform the community, change people's lives. You might be a doctor or therapist that is saving lives. So you really want to have a bigger focus than that. And as you gain experience, you want to start to delegate and to expand, because I think it's just great. I mean, I have a Christian perspective. I kind of look at things like, you know, I'm serving God with the work I'm doing. And so that's my contribution. Now, you might have no follow-up systems for leads. So, you know, you might have leads coming in and just there's no follow-up or tracking or, you know, overcoming obstacles with your leads. And some of the obstacles can be things like timing of the appointment. Maybe the person's in pain and their pain is inconsistent. They book an appointment, they cancel. Maybe it's financial, maybe it's due to their insurance, maybe it's scheduling, where they can't come in this week, but they could come in next week. So, you know, staying on top of those leads and tracking them, following up, very important. So scalable marketing that actually converts is one way to take your practice to the next level. So here in the clinic, we work on things like lead magnets. We've been working very hard lately on Google Ads. We've gotten advice from independent contractors. We've done some split testing. We've actually been working with Google and a Google rep to make our ads more effective. Last year, we worked a lot on our SEO, just getting the SEO rankings higher, using keywords. You might want to do backlinks, which are a little bit harder to do, like from one site to another, or even within your own site, or getting some links from other businesses to your business. And then Facebook marketing funnels, very effective, especially in the local community. So if your practice is serving a specific local community, a Facebook funnel can be really good. You can usually do a short video with it. You can have some language that is very, that identifies with the viewer. and then you can give them a special offer or call to action. Generic posts don't work very well. One-off promotions can work temporarily, but they don't work long-term if you're not keeping them up. And sometimes promotions can get stale. You know, you're offering the same promotion over and over again. Sometimes you want to switch it up because maybe it's just getting old. A real example of before and after ad campaigns, we've run Facebook campaigns where they're working well, but they cost more and more to get the same results. And it just says viewer fatigue. You know, they actually flag it and say it's just been on too much to change it up. So that's a good example. And you know, when we do consulting with our clients here at True North, we get into things like keywords, negative keywords. We get into cost per click. We get into cost per conversion. All these metrics that are very important. The number of impressions you have that'll help you to get more attention, more eyeballs on your practice. So pick one channel to master this month. That's your takeaway. Pick a channel that you want to master. I really like Google. You might want to do Facebook. You might want to get into social media a little bit more and boosting some of your posts. So those are all very good channels. You might want to do something on your website. System 2, patient retention and increasing lifetime value. So you want to fix the leaking bucket. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you onboard a patient, a new patient, if they don't follow through on your recommendation and your care, then you've got a breakdown. And sometimes people stop after 1 or 2 visits, they don't come back. Maybe you're not recommending follow-ups, maybe you don't have a plan. So, you know, just working with these structural issues can be very helpful to a practice, going over the systems, the efficiencies of the systems, and talking about, you know, the patient flow in your clinic and visit to visit. The other thing that we like to talk about is care plans. What are your care plans like? What type of collection per visit are you getting? How many new patients are you averaging? These are very important metrics for retention and budgeting. Your newsletter is very important too. We use a combination of a weekly newsletter with a call to action. Sometimes it's educational, sometimes it's a special offer, depending, but you definitely want that newsletter to remind people you're out there. We do that weekly with our patient base, and then you can send out texts too to current patients to encourage referrals. So the visual is a retention funnel, and what I want to talk about is the diagram of a retention funnel. So when we want a retention funnel, it goes from the initial contact of the patient to showing up at the first visit, to the recommendation on that visit for follow-up, to a care plan, and then all the steps in between, including meeting and exceeding expectations, getting a video testimonial from the patient, getting them to leave a review, referrals to other people, family members, coworkers, all very important steps in this retention funnel. So I'd like to challenge you to take a practical step and map out your 4-visit conversion process. So on visit 1, what do? Visit 2, visit 3, and visit 4. Now every profession is different. So I'm talking about a profession where there's follow-up and multiple follow-up visits. But if you're in a profession where you see the person once or twice, then what is your follow-up 6 months or a year later? And what kind of review process do you have? Like maybe you're an optometrist and you do an assessment, then you prescribe some glasses or contacts, then you see the person again, make sure it's a good fit. But then what's the next step? how do you follow up with that patient? Is it a 6-month exam or a yearly exam? If you're a dentist, is it a teeth cleaning every 6 months? So what are you recommending that way? System 3 is delegation and team ownership. So how do you train your staff to run systems and deliver value? I think it all starts with actually hiring the best staff. So you want to hire the best people to help you in your clinic. And I kind of look for people that I enjoy working with, people that bring a strong skill set to match the needs we have in the clinic. And that could change over time. You definitely want to keep people with you. Their roles may change. You might be bringing in other people to assist. So what do you do to train your staff? How often do you have training? And how often are you doing checks and balances on the systems that you're offering in the clinic? And what type of value is that delivering? So you can use certain tools like checklists. You can do a daily huddle. We huddle before and after each shift, morning and afternoon. And you can use other metrics like statistics, to review how your practice is doing. For a practical action, maybe you want to give one task this week to someone, maybe to each one of your staff, and then track the outcome. Say at the end of the week or next week, we're going to see how you did with that, write it down, follow up. So my clinic went from 20 to 30,000 after I made some changes to our staff, got more consistent with email marketing, started to offer other services like laser and orthotics as add-on services. So you can grow by making your services better, offering different types of services or even products to support your services. And sometimes we've tried things that didn't work. You have to be prepared to fail or to trip and fall. Sometimes you hire someone and they didn't turn out. So it's important that you overcome those obstacles. You don't feel defeated. You don't stop or quit, but you continue to work on it, because eventually you're going to be successful. Regroup. If you need to take a break, and then think about things and then go back at it, that's a good way to go about things. And then getting expert help like what we have to offer here at True North, very important, because if you get a coach or a consultant to help you that knows what they're doing, it can shorten the learning curve, speed up that progress, which is very valuable to a clinic. The 4 freedoms are time, income, energy, and purpose. So those are the 4 freedoms that every clinic has, every health professional can have. Work on your business, not just in your business. So you want to be having time to work on the business itself, not just practicing in it. And we don't want you as a health professional to get exhausted and burn out because you're on the treadmill all the time and trying to see more and more people, but you're not really working smarter. So the tip is weekly, you want some time for the CEO hour, meaning the time to work on your business, and then a quarterly review system to see how you're doing with your goals. So 3 moves you can make this week. Choose one lead generation to double down on. If something's been working for you, add a little bit more budget to it. Double down and see what kind of results you can get from it. Improve your patient visits, especially the first few, visits 1 to 4 in the patient flow. Schedule 1 task to delegate and train to a team member. And then add these to your calendar right now so you can take some action and start to see better results. Just some small changes, maybe going up in volume. Maybe your collections for the month go up 1,000 or 2 this month. That would be great for you to see some progress in the right direction. Now, here's how we can help you. We can offer you a one-on-one coaching offer, or even a group consult. So If you want your staff to be present, we can do a group coaching call. We can also do a one-on-one coaching call with the doctor, therapist, or the practice owner. We will share toolkits with you, some scripts, and some of the libraries that we have. And that way you can understand what it takes to accomplish these goals. And we invite you to join our email list, which we send out emails on a weekly basis from True North to our clients and our prospective clients. Or you can book a strategy call, and I'll give you a chance to do that in a second. We do have a free PDF, your 5-step blueprint to a $30,000 per month healthcare practice. You can get that for free if you DM us, comment below, or type in the chat. We'd be happy to send that to you. Now, to get the initial consult, you just have to scan this QR code. That'll take you to the booking site. Book your 15-minute consult. Let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about some of the obstacles you face to accomplishing your goals. And if you want the blueprint that we talked about, take this free 2-minute clinic clarity audit. We're going to ask you some questions. So you scan this, take you right over to the survey. There'll be 10 key areas that we're going to review to determine where your issues are with scalability. And we'll use that on our initial 50-minute strategy call to help you to overcome obstacles and grow your practice. I want to thank you for joining me today. I really hope you use these tools and some of this information. I look forward to talking to some of you on our coaching call and for you to get the toolkit to help you in your practice. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll talk to you guys soon.